like not able to press any of my buttons, and that feels bad, but that's okay. So we're looking at this 24Haven. They're starting things off on the attack, similar thing that we saw them do on a different map last game, that is Ascent. They definitely struggled a bit on the attacker side, so let's try to see if maybe they can claim a few more rounds here coming into this before the half bogs. I'm curious, but I mean, this is Bind, where an organized attacker team could definitely do things here, but it is still, I would say, maybe more defense-sided than anything. So
we'll see how it ends up happening here. I mean, this is the last time 24Haven went on to attack side of Bind. They went 2-10. So, not exactly the best of metrics to look forward to, but Lana dashing through the orb. We'll get some lamps control. Still, Viper wall, things at bay. These walls are not walls where you can't still walk through them, but Luna, Fox, and Verdina, 2 quick kills, carry the Viper, able to get one back, shock darts onto the spike planter, Slandy dropped the spike on the ground, and Maddie with the headshot through the wall onto Verdina. Okay, that's going to make things a little bit more difficult here for 24Haven, but Lana equalizes to a 2v2. Bagel Burger, what a name there for Bagel Burger. Pushing in, Maddie has another one. Luna Fox, the last alive. And Luna Fox, one more kill. Still, the spike taking away, dancing away. Luna Fox might just pull this off. And has indeed done so!
Don't worry, you're with me.
wow. That, I mean, it almost felt a little hairy there. I like the aggressiveness that 24Haven did. That's what you want to see with your Jet, is Lana aggressing through, pushing through into lamps. It is so frustrating when you have a Jet that does that, but it doesn't matter. They got all of the traits, but that spike taking away, it just kind of came down to Luna Fox locking things down, making sure that that spike, that round stays secure onto 24Haven. And now they're going to come into this round. Looks like they're playing it very similarly, with just one of their players on the Omen holding down any aggressive push, which is, that's what they're going to meet right now over there in Lance. And Maddie, she will find herself too, as the rest of her team still making their presence known over on A site.
Good start again for 24Haven here, continuing to push the issue. Let's see if things continue working well for them. They have the spike down on B momentarily. Maddie pushing forward, gets dumpstered by Carry there, run into by the Classic. That's never a fun time. You walk through smoke and then boom! Pistol to the face, but Luna Fox, it's dinked down in towards Hookah. Bernino holding the rotate, Audrey falls, and Carry moving in with a Spectre, trying to do a little bit of damage here. Lana holding the line, rotating around. Trying to not get backstabbed. A couple different angles to keep an eye on here. Kitty Cat gets taken down by Lana, and Carry, the last alive. Should not be too long for this world, as well, we'll get one, only one. Consolation frag there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, for 24Haven on the SMG round that they had, they managed to still keep 3, so they're gonna look pretty good here on coming into this on the 3rd round. And if your team ratio right now, rifles in hand, this is where you kind of want to make sure that, hey, this is the round that we need to claim, so that coming into the 4th round, it'll be the equalizer. And I do like the adjustments that 24Haven are doing here, because they are still kind of on that bonus. But I don't know if they've expended a lot of utility already on their side to try and slow any push that Ratio seems to want to keep doing. That shower control seems to be very important for both teams, which I do like, but that Spike just sitting in the middle here, they're looking for picks.
Yeah, they are, and I do like shower control a lot on Bind, but it does come to a point where maybe you've used too much time and effort to try and hold that down. We'll see if that does end up being a factor here. That smoke out towards Hookah going to keep things a little more at bay right now, as 24Haven look very content to try and poke the bear over on the B site, but the spike is still down. It's over towards Market, literally about halfway through the map. If we were to draw a line about right in the halfway point. That's about where the bomb is. They can go, or the spike, rather. They can go wherever they want with it. But I think they want to hit towards B, and that's exactly what Ratio have read.
Yeah, they've already moved their Viper over. That's already 3 bodies. And, I mean, look at how frustrating it is, though, having to deal with no line of sight. But Vernina, she will find herself one on the other side of the map as rest of her team already aggressing over onto B.
No charges left.
Lana getting control towards spawn, not going to push her own smoke. Wise decision there. Already has one towards elbow 2. Carry, though, with one traded out by Lana. Audrey in through Hookah, trying to make something back, a window of opportunity, perhaps, for her squad to get something in. Bagelberg trying to rotate in. Lana holding the line, though, and Vernina's coming in on the flank. Bagelberg has to be careful as the first. Audrey now popping out, but they still have to be wary of these flanks. One through Spawn and one through Hookah. Out towards Octagon. Luna Fox waits, ready, waiting, letting the shots rip, but nothing. Audrey, however, has to now pull off the 1v3, now a 1v2. Oh, the time, it's too far gone. There's no more time, no more health. And 24Haven, the bonus round converted. A fantastic start here on Bind.
Yes, they're gonna pick up some of those dono rifles, and they are in their economy sitting very pretty as the rest of the team will buy out coming into this. A couple of ultimates so close to coming online with either just an additional ultimate orb or a frag or two to pick up. So when you're 24Haven here on the attacker side, you have to be feeling pretty. On the side of Ratio, they're now down, of course. That is just Sheriffs and Light Armor in play. I would like to see them play a little bit more aggressive here. Maybe if they can get a good early pick. But 24Haven, that KO really makes it very difficult, I feel like.
Yeah, that KO seeming to be a bit of a thorn in the side in the early going of Ratio, and it's working out well for 24Haven. It's another opportunity for them to start to grow a nice lead, though, as they would grab a fourth. But Maddie, nice with the Sheriff, does get traded out, and that will still favor the attacking side. Lana, though, being crisp on the refrag. Carry getting aggressive out towards short A. Vernina, though. Viper on Viper violence there. One out by Vernina. Swapping over from the Killjoy we saw on the last map. That's going to be more or less what we're probably going to expect from the rest of this round. Kills going the way of 24Haven. And Ratio maybe getting a couple, 3 at the most. But overall, it should be a round going the way of the attacking squad. That dash, though, could get Bagelberger a kill. A couple of players, and actually Bagelberger gets the kill onto the Jet. So Slandy has to come in. The retake will come forth, and Spike will go down. But the Viper's pick used against the pistols. Interesting choice here, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, I guess they're worried that any maybe rifle donations were picked up, but I don't think any of the bodies were really there. Luna Fox will find herself one. It's all up to Audrey now, but that's not gonna work out. No line of sight with the Viper's pit, as you said. But if you're team Ratio here, you have to make a couple of adjustments. 24Haven, they're, and again, coming into this with the advantage that they're a more established roster compared to Ratio. So they're a little more used to this. And they've come, and I think the advantage of having that KO where, at least in competitive play, you probably don't see it as much yet. You haven't encountered it as much, so you're gonna have to make that adjustment, having to deal with that. So look at that, they've played so far back on the side of Ratio to keep showers so that they just don't get tagged by that rifle anymore. And that's even a Viper's pit extended to slow down any attempt of push onto A site.
And then you look over at B2, they have hookah control, but just about nothing else. This is a prime walk-up right now for 24Haven.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a read on this, but if they continue to keep on slow pushing without using much utility, they should be able to get the drop on these two players in towards hookah. Either player ready to really counter this, but the Spike is so far advanced towards A. Surely they're going to start to make this call back towards B. Yes, it's already happening. Through market they go. Maddie, though, swinging out through hookah. Caught out by Luna Fox. And, well, the jig might be up, but still the advantage has been gained for 24Haven. However, the Reyna in towards hookah has not abandoned. Bagelberger, Empress popped. And the first kill should... No! Vernina gets the spray with the Vandal.
Poison's off.
Oh, that has to be frustrating to not be able to get those kills. 24Haven, They are just doing a shooting gallery of sorts on the players of Ratio here. The frags that Ratio should be winning, they are not, and that is so frustrating because that's honestly what it's coming down to right now is they're not getting those picks, they're not getting those trades, and 24 Haven, that's just an advantage on their end as far as like the economy. They have so much money in the bank right now that they could buy and then some. They have 3 ultimates online, and on the side of Ratio, they expended quite a bit last round. That's a Viper's Pit use, not able to make anything come of it. They gave up B site, and it just punished them because they're not able to control or have any sort of retake plan coming into this. And it just it's coming into they're coming into this as if like they're very frazzled, no like lacking in communication of sorts or organization, and that could just be the fault of possibly just being a younger team compared to 24 Haven here.
Yeah, but 24 Haven seeming to have the better of them in terms of 1v1 situations, the duels, and even the reads, I would say, too. They're playing this to a masterful level, and it's really been fantastic to watch how they've been able to evolve throughout the tournament so far. And while they might not start off on the right foot here, as Carry will eliminate the lurker of Maddie, it's still going to be 3 players on the east side here for Ratio to try and lock things down. In comes the hit, though. Lana jumping forward, 1-for-1. Kitty Cat Gamer gets that trade. Vernina dropped by the Sheriff of the Rays. That's a great second kill. But they still have not got the spike down, and Kitty Cat Gamer trying to get the next one. Luna Fox, nice little shot there from the Vandal. Pain shells forward, but Luna Fox destroys another. Luna really clearing out this site, finally traded out by Carry, leaving it all down to Slanty. And we've seen what a capable player she is. Deadly with the aim, deadly with the duels. KO, but no. Bagel Burger shuts it down. Ratio finally get their first on the board.
That was a huge round, much needed for them. That was a save round. They were able to, get those kills, even use a KO ultimate coming in, and that didn't really deter them. I do like that they played and stuck their guns and stayed on site. They it's not like they had that much utility to that they could expense. But they got the kills, they got the exchanges, and I don't think 24 Haven was really expecting that when they tried to aggress through onto the site with that KO ultimate, and they got punished for it.
Yeah, punished indeed, and well, Ratio, they won a bye. That wasn't too great. It's a great start for them to finally get around on the board, but for 24 Haven, they should still have a lot of momentum moving forward. They're clearing out Hookah quite well, very confidently. They're still spreading around the map, looking to poke and find an area to exploit, and they're not really changing their game plan up all too much in the early going here. So we'll see if they are actually forced to change, but then again, saying this map does seem to favor the defense a little bit, so already to have 5 rounds on the board is a great start and a great half, you might even say, but there's still a lot of room for more for 24 Haven and a chance to really grow this up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the way they're positioning things right now, but look at where the spike is going. It's going through showers, but with Ratio on the side of Carry pushing through short, she's gonna run into a couple of the rotations over here from the side of 24 Haven, but that's already site available for 24 Haven to get that spike down, and they're gonna have to play here on the retake.
Do have a Hunter's Fury in the Showstopper available, but will they activate these? That is the question. Hunter's Fury could be popped to clear out an angle, particularly towards Rams, but here it comes. It's used out towards short. Bagelburger catches out Maddie, though. Showstopper popped as well. 2 players could be caught out by this, but Slanty has the first. Range from Luna Fox eliminated by that Pocket Rocket. And now it's all down to a defuse here, but no! The shock dart combo, another defuse coming in. Maddie holds the line, and it will be the round for Ratio. Came down to the wire. They're very hectic in the end. Do grab a second in a row, and 24 Haven, they still have plenty of cash to buy here. They're starting to stumble. Ratio finding answers when they need to come up with them. And their aim is starting to come online.
Exactly. I like the adjustment that Ratio did actually when... Okay, first of all, that KO dagger really does... You don't want to give that information away, right? So we've been seeing Ratio play a little more towards the back of the sites and forcing 24 Haven to either aggress through and then maybe create those duels that they can actually create a trade with, or they're running down this clock and forcing some sort of timer on the side of 24Haven, which until they get to site, it's in favor of Ratio. So you don't want to get those early pickoffs if you're on that side. And I do like this adjustment. They're slowing things down, and look at how aggressive Maddie has declared. She's the first one through, and that's already punished as first kill goes over to Bagel Burger.
That was a matter of timing there from Maddie, so close to actually getting the drop on Bagel Burger, but no, it was the Reyna in towards Elbow that ended up getting that opening kill, and it's a good start again for Ratio. They're starting to find their form, they're starting to find their comfort zone here. Now things are going to get scary for the side of 24Haven. What are they going to do to adapt to this? What are they going to do to find openings? Because the way they've been playing so far is not working out anymore. They're going to have to group up, I would have to say, and try and go together as a team.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely something... Oh, Maddie, though, finds that head. Oh, my goodness.
That was crisp.
30 seconds left.
It was. That is 30 seconds on the clock now, and Ratio, they're still looking in, sitting pretty onto sites. They have not given up any sort of control just yet, and this is the aggressiveness now that 24Haven needs to do with 3, but it's not going to be enough. Bagel Burger finds herself another. And that is a triple kill for Maddie. They close things out, and Ratio, they are 3 in a row, locking this in, closing that gap, and it's just a minor adjustment of not giving away any of those early frags to start.
Yeah, dude, let's look at that replay again. Speed it up, slow it down, run it back. Fantastic work from our production crew while we have this here. Shout outs to Flippy, our producer, and Harry, our observer, doing a fantastic job so far today, as always.
Absolutely. Okay.
Ooh.
All right, looks like we have a tack pause coming in. So something that I was just thinking about, and we kind of touched up on it on the agent select. There actually is no sentinel for either team. And is it possible that perhaps one of the adjustments that 24Haven could do as we see them kind of dancing around together, because for the most part we've seen a default sort of spread trying to see if they can get a pick, which Ratio is not giving them. So possibly an aggressive push if they're able to get those trades coming into this to push through any smoke that Astro will put down on the side of Ratio could work out in their favor. Especially at least on B side, you have a Sova and a Reyna to push against. But
Yeah,
they
I mean,
do
the
have a
Sova-
good positioning.
Sova's been gathering good information, and then Bagel Burger holding in towards Elbows, just hitting all the shots. There really hasn't been an opening, realistically speaking, for 24Haven on this B side. A side's been much of the same too. There's been no real way for them to find an answer, and you would assume their comp is pretty solid for the attack. So, I'm wondering what the holdup is. If things are just not working out in terms of comms, or if they're just finding that there's no answer to how Ratio are playing this in the defense. Maybe they're just too quick on the read. Maybe they're just hitting those shots. Maybe you need more flashes to really enter into a site. Perhaps that could be the answer. That's something that hasn't really been utilized too much by 24Haven in the last several rounds, is a flash on the entry. They're going in dry and they're losing those initial duels.
Yeah, and I mean that should probably be, if I could recommend an adjustment to them. And we're seeing even like pings coming out. It looks like they want to make something happen on B site here. But like you said, there needs to be some sort of organized push. And I feel like a push or an aggressive play, if they can trade their bodies out, would be very favorable for them if they can get themselves onto site. Because right now, 24Haven, they're struggling to get onto site. And they're, they need to get that spike down. They need to get some sort of presence on there. And we haven't really seen that since like the couple of pistol rounds that they had when they had the jet dashing through into lamps. So perhaps some sort of combination of that with the Reyna flash as well as a jet dash through. But as a team, you just need to be able to be prepared to trade out your teammates if they're doing that. And I guess I just have to question what the concern is as far as pushing through onto a site when you're not dealing with a killjoy turret or a cypher trap or something like that. What's the hesitation there other than the crosshairs, I guess, of your enemy team?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe they're just not finding the confidence they had in the early going. That could be a big factor here, and that's going to limit your trade potential. It's going to limit your initial entry potential too, and I feel like that's kind of been a bit of a problem here for 24Haven. They have not found success in those initial duels, and it's starting to hamper that confidence that had grown so much from that last map and really got them out of the gate fast and furious to kick things off the 5-0 start. But Ratio never really seemed to be startled too much. They just kept on trying to adapt and figure out an answer, and once they did, they really came to the conclusion that they have everything in their control right now, and they're playing like it. They haven't been forced away for anything. They haven't been forced to really do anything out of the ordinary, and well, I'd be surprised to see how frazzled they get on this round. I feel like they're in a very good position. They have a lot of information towards A, and they have a Viper prepped to throw a wall up towards B, it seems already.
And that they do. And look, that's a late Viper wall on the side of Ratio here, but it's placed well enough to hopefully remove any line of sight on the side of 24Haven. But that is going to be a nice Hunter's Fury to clear out the elbow area as Lana she'll dash through. This is exactly what I've been wanting them to do. Aggressive play on the side of Lana. She'll get herself to, and that is a spike down.
Yeah, you called it. The aggressive play needed to be there, but Carry comes in. Headshot onto Lana, shutting down the first. More Viper utility used towards the CT exit. Carry moving up towards elbow, finally peering out. There's no smoke dark over there, walling her off. Viper split seems to be in the smoke, perhaps? No. Just orbs. Just orbs for now. Oh, wait, no, there is a Viper split. Okay, I didn't see it on the minimap. I was a little confused there, but Slanty's going to get a couple kills here. Carry will not be too long for this world, and 24Haven, the aggressive take works out. Well, Sash, you're a bit of a prophet.
Oh my. I mean, that was much needed for them to bring that confidence back. I like the combination because you already know you're forcing people out with that Hunter's Fury on the side of Maddie. Or sorry, on the side of Luna. And Lana dashing as well in at the same time, rest of her team pushing their way through. It works out, and look, it forces Ratio to make that sort of adjustment. They are now going to have to play 3 bodies over on B side. But that's a raise that they're pushing through here, which leaves A with the controllers, who usually will do a good job, but that Spike's still sitting on B side.
They do have a lot of time to play with. They can grab that orb in towards showers and build up for the ultimates there and really decide whether they want to work towards this B side or not. There is an extra player here from Ratio, though. They're drawing over that raise after that great take from 24Haven in the last round. Look at this Viper play. Look at this push up towards A short. This is amazing. This could get the spike down. This could get flanks. This could get a whole number of things right now.
That is huge on the side of Carry. Will she find it? She does. That's the spike. She does not expect Maddie there, but
I have the spike.
that has to feel good as far as the information goes. But the number advantage, even though it's a 4v4, that's not so perfect when you're on the defense here. So 24Haven, I'd like to see them try to do it again. They have that KO ultimate to play with. They can use that to open up a site right now and push their way through. Left. And I'm sure they're counting things down. That's a walkthrough, and that's what I expect them to do. And there it is. KO yelling away, pushing through. Audrey still sitting in the back, hoping to see if she can get a pick. Tries to delay that spike. She does. Gets herself one before finally being traded out. Boggs, there's 10 seconds on the clock.
10 seconds left.
They do get it down. They managed that task. That came down to the wire. A little too close for comfort there, but the retake is already here too. 3v3. Just about dead even, although the ultimates do favor Ratio if they want to use that Hunter's Fury, if they want to use the Empress for Bagel Burger here. Hunter's Fury coming in. Vernina spotted. Vernina should be dead. Finally taken down by the Hunt. No! It's actually Slandy and finally... What a... Slendy died first. Okay, that is incredible right there from the Hunter's Fury. That is getting your money's worth right there for an ultimate. And now Lana should not be able to get anything done here. Dashes forward, headshot too late. And Maddie there for the trade ratio. The Hunter's Fury from Maddie, though, absolutely cracked right there. Getting 2 for the price of 1. That basically secured the round right in and of itself.
Oh my goodness. That is a nice, fun little coordinated retake that they did there. I like that Kitty Cat, she just, like, they just sat on that spike, sat on the defuse, kept the rest of 24Haven busy, dancing around trying to dodge that Hunter's Fury. Wasn't enough. Like you said, they got themselves 2. But look, this is 4 ultimates online, and there is already 1 expended to start to hold things down on the side of A. Ratio, they want to keep this going. That is the Empress online as well, and they're playing passive, but using all of that ultimates to say, hey, we got you guys, we have your number. Oh, nice poison though in the backside.
I got the spike.
Number has been gathered indeed, and now we wait and see what unfolds here. B's site being targeted in the early going, but
I have the
not
spike.
a bit half-heartedly, I would like to say. They don't seem too committed to it at all. Just looking for an opening pit, looking for information. This Viper's Pit could ward off an A hit. But for Nina opening up the first on B, will they expect 3 players here, though? That's the question. Carry's going to go through. This actually might spur the A take here, as they're going to go back to B. What? They're going through the Viper's Pit, through the teleporter, into the waiting arms of Carry, and that's... they're rotating back towards A now? I am utterly confused as to what the plan is here.
I would say that's the title of this play in this playbook is Confusion. Because that's from the shadows, like, being expensive, try and scout some bodies out, and they will find Bagel Burger up in heaven. But this is a 3v2 here on the advantage for 24Haven as they get that spike ticking away.
Yeah, it is ticking down, and Bagel Burger, though, will get 1. Slandy will trade, though, and Luna Fox will finish things off. 7-4, a fantastic round, a fantastic half for 24Haven. But yeah, that was pure chaos. That was a... the other team can't know what we're doing if we don't know what we're doing call, almost, it seems. That was... that was literally bonkers.
It was... I mean, that was a good fake out to try and pretend that, at least on the side of 24Haven, try and pretend that the spike is going to make its way onto A side. It forces the rotation on the side of Carry, so that her Viper Spit, yes, it may have still been up, and even like having, you know, someone from 24Haven still TP over through Lana with that Blade Storm, though. They want to try and push through, be aggressive onto A side there, but it's Kitty Cat Gamer with the judge. She says, no, you are guilty, not happening, get out of here. But as I try to finish that thought, that's just an aggressiveness punish on the side of Ratio, but that is Cosmic Divide used. If they just want to slow it down.
That's the last round and a half here.
Yeah, Luna will find herself a kill. Viper Spit expended as well, and get that spike down, get that money going. Doesn't matter, like you said, last round of the half, but timer in the favor now on the side of 24Haven.
That Viper Spit gonna make things so much more difficult too. Audrey caught out, Luna Fox in towards the layup. Spots out the first, sprays away though, her position now revealed. Vernina just on the edge of the pit. Probably return to it momentarily to keep it up. Yes, that is indeed the play. Maddie though, drops landing. Luna Fox only good for 1. It's all gonna come down to Vernina. She has the first. She's been solved with a judge on Audrey, chunking her down, taking her down into the red, moving forward, and no Vernina with 1, but Bagel Burger right there for the trade. Tailing her teammate and getting that critical kill. Ratio grab a 5th round from the dying embers of the half. And well, even from the dying embers of that round, as that was a bit of a close one there, and Vernina 1 round away, realistically speaking, from winning that one and making it an 8-4.
Yeah, and you have to feel good coming into, like, closing that gap at the half, knowing that you were struggling to start. It just kind of comes down to now, if you are Ratio, now you're on the attack. how do you adjust to this or deal with this, especially knowing that now you have to play against 24 Haven with the Viper, with the Sova, with a KO. Just so much control and information gathering on their side, knowing that like they can just get, you know, like arrow or dagger and see, is anybody sitting out here? Is anybody doing out here? And you're have to pushing through the Viper road. So that sort of adjustments that Ratio need to do to try and figure out how they want to push their way and make their way onto a site. It's gonna be very difficult and frustrating on their side, as we already see Viper Wall and the aggressiveness on the side of Kitty Cat Gamer. They want to make their way here. They find a first kill. That's a trade, and it's a 4v4.
Ooh.
But oh my God, Luna!
That was absolutely incredible there. Spamming away with a ghost, making specters of the opposition, and now the retake here for 24 Haven as the spike is planted, but it still seems to be a round that they should win. Slandy on the frenzy. Gary not going to be with us further, and Audrey 1v3. First flare to contact is low. Damage is done. That should leave Audrey just about dead to rights. Vernina holds the line as Slandy sticks that spike. And, well, now it'll be Vernina to get that orb coming up. Fantastic play on the pistols for 24 Haven. That is 4 pistol rounds, 1 out of 4 played for the squad that we've watched.
You couldn't ask for anything more there as far as like what Kitty Cat and Bagel Burger had to do as duelists. They played very aggressive, push through, get side control, get the spike down, but it has to be very frustrating when you have to deal with 2 controllers and a Viper on the side of 24 Haven. They just came into that retake with, honestly, this is something that we saw them do earlier too, is they were just fragging out and finding those heads, and as all the utility in the world, if your head gets shot, there's not much you can do about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, what more can you do? Just accept it, I guess. Accept your fate.
Indeed. And this is a replay of the first round, but they are now dealing with the SMGs in hand for 24 Haven. They're kind of stuck here, and there it is. Luna Fox, shock dart to the face of Bagel Burger as the rest of their team on Ratio are falling down to these SMGs.
Chuck third came through. Luna Fox with making it 4. No, it was Lana came in for the extra one, but still, Luna Fox holding things down, absolutely destroying everybody. And well, it's down to Audrey with a spike all alone and running right into the waiting arms of Slandy to give her a nice cold embrace of death.
Don't make a fuss. I mean, okay, so now we've seen them do that successfully twice, where they aggress through onto A, but now they have rifles, the side of Ratio. Can they do that again and actually get the kills against the SMGs? That is the bonus on the side of 24 Haven. They'd like to adjust here, and I think they need to kind of find those picks first and have to deal with that. But just look at the positioning right now on the side of 24 Haven and how they have shower control. They've taken orb control on both sides, and that's gonna be huge because they're gonna have really strong ultimates for defense or for retake available for them that Ratio are gonna have to deal with eventually.
Oh, they're also going to have to deal with this sort of aim here. Vernina in a prime position for 2, running around, spraying away, and getting both. That is great work on the bonus now for 24 Haven. Looking to grab double digits here as they are only 2 kills away from that 10-5 scoreline. It's a nice one to have, too, if you are on 24 Haven. And now it's just a matter of time finding either the spike of these last 2 players. Audrey, though, Phantom does its job. Vernina finally eliminated. Maddie still lurking around towards the fountain, too. Audrey creeping forward, has to be aware that somebody could be through the teleporter still. It's all a matter of time. Paranoia out, dodged, and Maddie perfectly playing around the Omen abilities. Fantastic work by her, and it's all down to Maddie on Ratio. Maddie!
I have the spike.
Maddie! I mean, this is a tall task to ask for, to try and see if she can get those 3 1v1s that she much needs to win this round for her team. She has barely 10 seconds on the clock, so they're just gonna chip away. And honestly, this round in particular is just the best form of communication on the side of 24Haven here that I've seen as a good example, because they managed to take control and play aggressive, knowing that they have those SMGs on hand. So you want to take mid-range fights, and they created that. They got shower control pushed through, got that orb, removed any line of sight with those Viper smokes. So it really worked out for them. We do have a tactical pause, I think, coming up, but regardless, it allowed me to finish my train of thoughts here as the operator on the side of Lana already coming out. I love the fact that they even confused, so they know that there's some bodies of Ratio sitting outside of shower. Maddie still sitting on fountain, spots actually one of the players of 24Haven taking that orb. And what they do, they TP'd her out, not realizing that, oh, by the way, we still have someone by the teleporter, so if you push up here, we're gonna get that kill. They know that someone is sitting outside of showers, so we do see that paranoia come out. That's a trait. It was just so well executed on all sides, and that is just communication coming through, and why it's so important to have those call outs and make those quick decisions and make those plays, and it really worked out. And economy wise, right now for 24Haven, it's sorry, not for 24, her Ratio, feeling a little bit rough here, knowing that now they also have to deal with an operator, and they don't have, they don't really, I mean, I guess they have the Lear on Reyna as well as the Astra smokes, but it's tough because now you're gonna have to drop all of your stars into where, if they even know, they probably, I don't know if they know that an operator is now in play, but you'd have to drop those stars to start then to try and remove that line of sight. And I mean, yeah, I don't know, like Lear, if the operator's playing far back, Lear's kind of useless, so it's gonna be a bit rough coming into this. So I'm curious to see, especially if this is gonna be a save round, what they do here. Maybe just like go Rambo and run and gun into a site, try to see if they can get a pick, get a donor rifle, because that is the struggle that an operator does, right? Is if you get overwhelmed, you can't, unless they line up for you, you can't kill them all coming in like that. So we'll see, I suppose. This is gonna just be a bit of a chaotic round for Ratio here as they try and see if they can make their way onto a site of sort.
I feel like at this point you have to go in strength in numbers style. You have to just rush something or other. You have pistols, you don't have the best of buys, and you have to just throw bodies at the problem and hope it works. Chances are you're probably not going to win the round, but if you do get a couple rifles up, then things can definitely change. And I think they should be expecting the fact that there should be an op up for 24Haven at this point, but where that op is, they have no idea. Where it would like to play, they will figure out in the meantime, but we know how they like to rotate that op around. We'll see though, Maddie exposed, has a friend here. That's going to be Slanty getting the early information. This little double swing could work out well. It's actually Slanty to get the first. Lana swings for another. And now it's all down to Maddie and company, down to players. This is not the start they wanted, and going for that long control ended up being their demise. They ran into way too many players. Vernina should be able to get through here with the Phantom. Indeed, they've been bagged, and well, that's about what you want to see from an anti-force by an anti-eco round in the form of 24Haven. And for Ratio, I had a little bit of hope for a little something special, but this is more or less what should have happened.
Yeah. It would have felt like a win already to maybe like get one trade or two even. But that's, announcer lady says, flawless round on the side of 24Haven, and they look to be running away with this game. Actually, they already have, and it's going to be a tall task on the side of Ratio to try and swing things back on the attacker side even. Because look at these guns coming out on the side of 24Haven. They are so economically rich. That's an Odin. That is an up. And what do you want to do? What do you want to do? That is a Viper's Pit as well expended. So again, a path of entry shut down here.
That's a deep one, too. Look how far down it covers the entirety of short all the way in towards that connector area. And this is going to give Vernina such a good spot to just sit and wait and bide her time. She knows at least one player's there. She's going to get... No, Maddie! Oh, that's incredible there from Maddie. The awareness right there. Cosmic Divide coming in, but no! Wait, that didn't hit?
It did not. It just gave her a haircut as Cosmic Divide and Viper's Pit on the side of Ratio. They drop this, and I mean, they are a member up as well. So at this point, now they're just gonna have to deal with that KO ultimate coming through as they try to push. But look at this positioning by Kitty Cat Gamer. Oh, she dropped. I was hoping she gets that kill. Doesn't matter. Her team cleaning house.
Definitely a very good mop-up here from Ratio, something we haven't seen from them in quite a while, something you want to see from this squad too. And 24Haven, they are going to go for this retake. No reason not to. They are quite flush with cash, but Luna Fox just letting the Odin rip, praying for a kill, but the Allfather will not answer.
Oh,
there's one, but... Well, okay, that's
cute.
Convenient. Yep.
Oh man, just a little safe corner in the back of Heaven as she will keep that Odin alive, not donate it over to the side of Ratio. So that has to be good. Very big round for Ratio, much needed. They get that for themselves at the expense of a Viper's Pit, at the expense of a Cosmic Divide, but well worth it for them. They have more rifles to play with now, and they want to see if they can swing this momentum around, get themselves a few more rounds. They don't want to give match point up, you know?
No, they don't. They want to stay alive as long as possible, and if you can keep your opposition off of that match point scoreline, makes things a lot easier, though. It's huge from Maddie. So much damage in the kill. That's just perfect right there. Kitty Cat Gamer, though, traded out into Luna Fox. But here comes Slandy. Bagel Burger trading now. The dismiss comes through. Now Maddie's isolated out towards TP. Might just have to take it. Yes. No! It's right into the waiting arms of Audrey. The fake TP right to a kill. And now the last two players from 24Haven rotating in from A side through the teleporter. It is Lana and Vernina. This is a good duo to try and retake a site, but Ratio have time now to get entrenched in their defensive positions, try and lock this down. Here comes the snake bite. It's not going to go far enough. Kitty Cat Gamer perfectly positioned here. Audrey and another good cubby. Vernina, Lana going through, but they're not going to clear the cubbies. Too many players. No, they do! They get the kills! They get the kills! How do they get the kills? How have they done that?
Oh my god.
Was that important?
I mean, that Jet voiceover has just to be... That was like the crossfire right there. And again, Ratio, they are just struggling in getting those kills when it is needed for themselves. That was supposed to be their round, and it does not go their way. Instead, we see 24Haven at match point with even like the mental capacity of saying, heck yeah, pat ourselves on the back as Ratio. That has to be mentally frustrating having to lose that round. Oh my god.
They're probably a lot more frustrated than me. I am actually... I wish you guys could actually have seen my reaction to that. It was making our producer crack up. I'm still trying to fathom what just happened there. I can't... The crossfire was there. Literally, it was a perfect pose plan there from Ratio, and then somehow they're all dead. So, I don't know. They really need to find something to come back with now. They have to dig deep and really get stuck in here. There's a couple good kills, though. Bagelburger and Carrie trading out Slandy. 4v3 in the favor of Ratio as they start to bust their way on towards the A site. Flank coming in here on Luna Fox from Heaven. One nice kill with the Odin, but look at the damage dealt to that Sova. Dead to rights now. Maddie and Slandy both coming in now from behind. They have the ball. They have the spike. I think they have the information. Surely they... Yeah, they have to know this.
And they have to force they can give that up because they would force
30 seconds left.
that plant to be or the spike to be planted here. I mean, there's still time to take it to the TP, but they're gonna take control.
One
They'll
enemy
get that
remaining.
trade. But Carrie, she walks through with that
With the damage.
spike. She will get it. Yeah, she is so lit though.
Spike planted.
That's gonna make things rough.
Oh, for sure. That is all utility available still for Slandy here as she does this retake. Oh, even position given away. Oh, but look
This
at
is
this.
perfect.
They just missed each other.
Ships in
Still
the night
very-
right now.
Indeed. Still very doable for Carrie, though, as that timer ticking away. Slandy, she needs to tap that and force it in a fight.
Slandy could get it to half here, but I don't think she has enough time. She has to fight this. She turns away at the wrong time. Carrie, no! But there's no time, I don't think. Yes, Slandy has to bail. Carrie's pulled it off. The presence of mind, the coolness under pressure. Ice in the veins, as the kids say these days. And what a play there from Carrie to pull that off. That was phenomenal.
I'm trying to understand. Okay, I do understand why she did not tap that spike. I think she was expecting some lineups of sorts still available. On the side of Carrie, probably not even realizing how tagged up she was. But oh, that has to be frustrating when you were just dancing around each other and not being able to connect, and that spike just dropping by the second and ticking. But it is Maddie with that opening kill, finds Carrie, so she won't be here moving forward as they get that trade ratio. They want to make a play over at A, or sorry, on B.
Shock darts coming through, not doing enough damage though, and the Cosmic Divide comes in too. Showstopper out. Kitty Cat Gamer looking for a victim, sends it in, and Luna Fox walks right into that rocket. Dead and
Spike
gone.
planted.
4v3 favoring ratio as Slandy starts to work towards elbow. The retake coming in, all players coming through the defender spawn area. Lana has a bit of a gap here. Not spotting anything. These crossfires are good, but we've seen how 24Haven can open these crossfires up like a can. Lana pushing forward, creeping forward. Slandy, Lana, 2 quick kills. They know where Maddie is too. Maddie just dancing around, trying to stay alive. The classic's out, but Slandy comes in to save the day. It's all down to Bagel Burger, but Slandy lands the dinks, and it will be 24Haven demolishing the retake and pulling this one off.